Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Like this.
What up, what up, what up? Here's another episode of Sight Beyond Sight. As you can see, I'm solo today, but I'm going to start doing my comic book reviews. I'm going to start off today with a comic called Black Science. I'll try to make it a quick review. I'm going to try to make this also a weekly thing where you get new comic book series reviews. Today, with Black Science, is written by Rick Remender, and the art is by Matteo Scalera. Now, as you could see, the art back there, that was one thing I didn't like at first about the comic. But with this story, it actually works very well. It's very trippy, it's very colorful, and it works very good with what goes on in here. So a little about the story. I'm not going to give away every single thing, but basically, it's not a superhero like tights and superpowers and all that stuff. It's not that kind of comic book. It's more of a sci-fi mystery thriller in a way. It has a lot of action in it, almost from start to finish. There's about a handful of comic books that are fillers, but again, the rest of the whole, it's issues 1 through 43, non-stop action just about. But basically, the story is about this guy. He's a scientist called Grant McKay. He invents this device called a pillar. Now, the pillar makes him travel to different dimensions or parallel Earths, and what he does is he builds it for this his company, and the whole purpose is to basically go to these other dimensions or parallel Earths to see if he could find like cures for diseases or signs that his Earth doesn't have, and to make his world a better place. So it started out with good intentions. What happens is someone sabotages it, and he brings his kids in the laboratory to show him like what he built. He has a scientist in there, and his boss comes in. That's his arch enemy throughout the whole series. And the device goes off, and right to action, they go to another parallel Earth. They don't know what's going on. They end up in a war zone, Nazis versus high-tech Native Americans. And every Earth they go to, they don't explain why people look like this or why this is happening. And it's not always humans. Like, they're humanoid creatures sometimes, like humanoid frogs or apes that steal souls kind of thing. Is really weird. Like ape people, rather. But again, that's not superhero. Not people don't have like superpowers like that. Like, there's certain things that do happen that were very comic booky, but not throughout the whole story. And it's very interesting. I have the 3 volumes here, the hardcovers, and each volume kind of ends on a cliffhanger, and that's what makes me really wanted to read the next volume. The first volume, basically, it's the whole trying to fix this device, and they keep the device keeps going off at a certain time, and the time always changes. So it could be 3 days, it could be an hour, and they need to be near the device to travel with it. So their whole purpose of the first book is to try to get everything they need to fix it. And in the meantime, they find out who betrayed them, and there's a lot of backstabbing going on. There's doppelgangers from other parallel Earths that come and find them because there's more pillars out there. And it's a really good story. And they're basically, again, he's just trying to fix it in the first volume. And they go through a lot of shit. And then the second volume, basically at the end of the first one, they all get separated. So now the main character, he has to build a new one in whatever dimension he's in. And he wants to go looking for his kids and the rest of his like fellow scientists that were trapped with him. So the whole book is about that, and he ends up on different planets, and he sees a lot of parallels from his Earth, like the same people, and he has to fight them off, but they're not in the same. It's not the same world, so everything is different. Um, so the second volume is basically him trying to find everybody, and some people that he does find and found out what they did to live on their earth in certain occasions, and he has to leave some people and keep them stuck, or some people just die off because of whatever situation is going on. And then the third volume, it's basically the a world war kind of thing, like all the parallel dimensions kind of like come into one world, and they got to fight all these like evil people off. But again, it's very good. It's very sci-fi. It's not superhero stuff. So if you like sci-fi stuff, I think that's you should definitely take a look at it. Again, don't be discouraged by the art behind me. It goes really well with the story. It's very trippy, and it's like, and again, the colors just pop out of the page. So again, I'm going to be doing these reviews. I'm going to make it short unless somebody wants more detailed storytelling of it, and then I'll do that. But for now, I'm going to keep it short. So I hope you liked it, and see you in the next one.